Welcome back. This is White Mountains Today. Chris in the North Conway studio with Greg Vanderveer from Mount Washington Valley Pride. It's the big event is just around the corner. Tell us what's going on.
It is. White Mountains Pride's big festival is June 25th in the North Conway Community Center Park. So we're really excited about that, and that's from 10 to 5 this coming Saturday. And we basically bring the whole community together, LGBTQ and allies and anyone who just wants to have a good time. And we have a whole day of entertainment. So we have about 7 different music acts. We have food vendors, some of the food trucks you love, Cheese Louise, and Trails End ice cream, and a whole bunch of vendors. And it's really just a time for everyone to come together and to feel accepted and be accepted and have a great time.
All right, so this is Saturday, June 25th. It's not right in Schouler Park, but it's just next door, right?
It's the park where the playground is, right next to the community center. So we're kind of use that whole area. We'll be using the gazebo, and then we have a stage set up in the back more towards the
Mud Bowl area?
No, towards the country club on that. Okay, so in that little field there.
Yep.
And that's where people can hang out and dance. We'll have some seats there too for people to sit and relax, and then the vendors around the perimeters of that.
Yep.
So it should be good. We did our first one in 2019, so that was the inaugural White Mountains Pride, and there was just kind of a feeling that it might be nice for the LGBTQ community to have some kind of representation in the valley, and we weren't sure how it was going to be, you know, because it's a small rural area, but it actually turned out great. There was a huge turnout, and I think the most impactful thing for me and like members of the boards where there was just a lot of people who really appreciate it, where they didn't necessarily know that they could be accepted and that what an accepting community this actually is, and to come there and to kind of just see everyone being themselves and having a good time was really nice. So we're doing, and then we did digital stuff, you know, then COVID happened and the big events couldn't go on anymore, but now we're back. So this is our second festival.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot too, just kind of on the tails of what you're saying, that you know the Mount Washington Valley is a very we want everybody to feel welcome here, and I think these events go a long way to expressing that. You know, this is a rural area, and some people may have you know have questions, but everybody is welcome in the White Mountains. Everybody is welcome in the Mount Washington Valley, and it's these events that celebrate that and make people feel at home.
And that's what it's about. And I know this issue can go along the political lines, and we certainly can go there in certain places, but the festival
Our ratings will probably go up.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of responses. But it's also very much not a political issue. So for someone who is a 60-year-old to come up to us and say, hey, I was afraid to be out in this community my whole life and this festival changed that for me. Well, that's a really important thing, and that gave us some acceptance. And also for younger people just to see that it's a place. And when you know, I lived in New York City, and it's pretty easy to be gay in New York City because there's gay people everywhere, kind of run by the gays. So, so when you coming up here, my husband and I were nothing but accepted. Like, we've been here for 7 years, we own businesses here, and so we've always been accepted, and we never felt like we couldn't be ourselves here. But I think when you grow up in a rural community, it might be harder to know that, and so to kind of see that it is what you're saying, a really accepting community, and everyone has a right to kind of be themselves and be who they are and be respected for it.
Such a great point. So let's get back to the event. It's the 25th. All are welcome, and there's no cover charge, right?
There's no cover charge. You know, there's not that many events in North Conway where you have a whole day of music. So, I mean, this is 7 different acts. Some of them are local that you've seen before, and some of them are brand new that are from New York City and other areas. So I can get into some of the details on that.
Yeah, why don't you fill us in? I think there's even going to be some like theater performances. Yeah,
so I'll start with that one. One of the things we're doing is the MND Theater is doing kind of in coordination with Pride, but it's in July. They're doing Cabaret, you know, the musical, which is it takes place in 1930s Germany, but it's a fairly gay-themed musical. It's a great musical.
It is great, and a little plug for Chelsea, who is the choreographer for the show. She is a new host on White Mountains Today. So
cool. Is she going to be, she's just choreographer?
She's the choreographer.
Okay,
she's
so
like
she's probably
dancer
not singing.
Extraordinaire.
Oh, nice.
And she wasn't available this week, otherwise she'd be sitting in this chair interviewing you.
Have you seen the movie
I don't think I have.
It is a really good movie. It's a Bob Fosse film. It's like one of the best movies. It's Liza Minnelli plays it.
Yep.
It's worth a watch.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah. So they're doing a few numbers from that. So it's going to be a cast of cabaret. So they're doing a few numbers from that. So that should be a great way to kind of see the fun songs from that musical. And if you're interested in checking it out, you can do that in July, the whole play. Then we have, in the morning, it's going to be easiest for me to go right through the lineup in my head. So in the morning, the first thing we have is Food for Bears, which is a duet. They actually own they are the new owners of the hostel down in Conway.
Okay.
And they play some really great music, and so they're going to be performing. They're going to be doing the covers that we know and everything. And I heard them before, and they're really fun.
Nice.
Then we have, who is also our MC, is Reverend Yolanda, and she travels around the country and the world, and she's from New York City. She was a performer at our last festival, and she's really terrific. So she's transgender, spiritual reverend who basically uses her music to tell her journey through life, and she's had quite an experience, and she believes in everyone being accepted and everyone being loved, and that's really so she really believes with music with a message, and it's a very positive message. And so she's going to be performing her set, which is really interesting. She tells her stories and her music, and then she's also going to be emceeing the whole thing, and she has a great high energy, and I think that's going to be really fun for people. And then we have Riley Parkhurst. You probably know.
She was,
So
I'm still waiting. Like I feel like one of these days I'm going to be able to tell somebody. I saw her when she was, still local and playing, because I feel like she could go big time.
Yeah, I think a few years ago she won the radio contest, and now she goes to Berklee College of Music, and she plays music in Boston and all around here. Really talented. She considers herself part of the LGBTQ community, and so she's really excited to perform. And we do pay all our performers, but she didn't want to be paid, so she's volunteering her services, which is really nice.
Riley.
Although it's fine for the ones being paid too. We like to. It's great that we get great sponsors from throughout local businesses. We have dozens of local businesses who sponsor the event, and it really allows us to do this the correct way with paying our entertainment and giving them places to stay and all of that. So that's really good. And then we have Felicia Cruz, who was a member of a fairly well-known underground hip-hop band called New Fame. It was a duo, and she's now a solo artist. So she performed with New Fame in 2019 and is now performing herself. So it's hip-hop, same thing, kind of hip-hop with a message. She's traveled around the world. I think I read she's done 2,500 live shows.
Wow.
So she's
That's
a seasoned.
Like me.
Yeah. Have you done that many?
Yeah, probably.
Well, now they're not live anymore.
It's not my live.
Wait, that's live. Sorry.
We're live now. Maybe.
Then we have a Dark Slate Orchestra, which is a local band from kids in the high school. So they're talented musicians, and they're excited to be part of Pride. It's nice for us to be able to include members of Kennett if they want to be part of it, and so they were really excited to be part of it. We also have a high school bluegrass band, the Del Valle Bluegrass Trio, which is a family of extremely talented bluegrass musicians. And I was doing so good, and I feel like I'm forgetting.
Is it on that brochure by any chance?
It's not on the brochure. Oh, we have our DJ, which is, his name's Disco Dungeon, and he's from, it's going to be pretty cool, Disco Dungeon. He's from Portland, and he actually DJ'd our after party in 2019, and he does Pride events all around New England, and he'll be DJing throughout, in between all the set changes, and he'll also be forming an hour dance set, so people can just, dance in the park and let loose and have a good time.
That sounds like a great day. Festive activities for everybody. I think there's going to be games, right? So
there's going to be games. There's going to be kind of face painting. There's going to be a lot of vendors set up there, so you can buy your gay bling or whatever you need. And I think it's going to be a really nice time. And then after that, it ends at 5 o'clock, and then you can go right on over to the Abenaki Trail Restaurant, which is just down the road. They're a great restaurant that's been really supportive of all of White Mountain Pride's activities since we started, and that's going to be going on till the party ends.
Nice.
So there will be a DJ there, and you can get food there, so that's a good way to kind of have fun after the festival.
All right, Saturday, June 25th, all sorts of Pride festivities going on.
10 to 5. It's going to be a nice day, too. It's going to be in the 80s and sunny, so perfect day to spend outside.
And if people, will the spray park be on?
Yes, they are keeping the water on, they've informed us. No, we cannot sit up there because the water will be on. The water will be on, the playground will be able to be used, and everything will be going on around it. So.
All right, fantastic. And if people want more information or to check the schedule, can they go to the website?
Yeah, White Mountains Pride, it's mountains, whitemountainspride.com, and also on our Facebook page. So White Mountains Pride, you can see everything going on there.
All right, Greg Vanderveer, have we missed anything?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
There's a lot there. All right, have fun this Saturday, June 25th, the White Mountains Pride Fest in...
Oh, we also appreciate your support, White Mountain TV. Thank you for doing this for us.
Well, we are proud to be a part of this, proud to lend our support. And I just think for me personally, I just love to see, the festivity. I love to see, the celebration of, like you said, just love and, everybody, just people in general, that we can all come together and make show everybody, and these White Mountains are all inclusive.
And this gives you an opportunity to wear your G-string at the...
And that too. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. All right, Greg, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And we'll leave you with that image. You're watching White Mountains Today.